What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Giant G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. So I backed this on Kickstarter. I was looking for I'm always looking for games that are made specifically for one player. And that caught my eye about this, as well as the fact that it is a Robin Hood game. And although I own one other I have yet to play, take off the shelf of shame, the Sherwood's Legacy, I don't necessarily see a lot of Robin Hood games. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I decided to back it. And it did really good on Kickstarter. Obviously, it made its goal, but it did good enough that it also did two-player expansion. And what I'm really excited about, even more than the regular solo play, is a campaign solo play. Really looking forward to trying that. But before I do any of that, my friends, I need to play the base game of Robin Hood, Hero of the People. This was designed by Rodney Owens, and it was published by GameCrafter. Ages 12 and up. And it says it should play in under 30 minutes. Hopefully it will, especially since I've opted for the easy game. The easy game means that the bounty tracker is starting on the green on 100, the lowest. If it gets up to 1,000, I lose. If I run out of story cards, I lose. I have to recruit, and if they get captured, I then have to rescue my group, my merry men and Maid Marian. That's the goal of the game. And any time I get all of them, and the bounty tracker is 500 or less, I'll win the game. So this game is all about hand management and resource management. From what I can tell, looking through the rules were really easy to get through, mainly because it used really good images, and also because it's not complicated. So you put those two together, and it really kind of flowed. I mean, some of the editing maybe I thought was a little bit off, but generally speaking, as far as understanding the rules, this rule book I thought did a pretty good job. So well, let's see if A, I'm right about that, and B, if I was able to figure it out accurately. Let's see. All right, so the game starts off where you are Robin Hood. That's who the game is starting off with. Now, what I want to do is on camera, I want to shuffle the decks here. And I want to set this up on the side. Here we go. Okay, so it's broken up into story 1 and story 2 cards. So I'm going to shuffle up. I've already done that, but I like to do it on camera also as well. I'm going to shuffle up story cards 1. Then I'm going to shuffle up story cards 2. Again, more of an after shuffle. Reshuffle after shuffle. So then I'm going to take story cards 1 and just place them. They don't get shuffled at this point. That's just going to get placed right over there. I'm going to do the same thing with the loot cards. This entire stack is all loot cards. So this is what you're going to be gaining. This is what you're going to be managing. And this is what you're going to be spending during the game. And with the story cards have a little bit of writing on them. These have writings as far as titles go, what they are. But otherwise, there's very little writing. It uses a lot of iconography. Okay, so as far as a reshuffle after my off-camera shuffle, I think that's good enough. Now, the Kickstarter did pretty good. Besides the two-player expansion and besides the campaign expansion, there was also an extra merry man, so to speak, and that's the Saracen. In the original Kickstarter, that wasn't even brought up, but it made it as a stretch goal. So there are King Richard cards. Now, they're going to help me, but they're very expensive. They cost the 3 melee, the 3 influence, and 3 strength, just for this one alone. So they're pretty tough to get. Sherwood Forest cards will help protect the Merry Men. And if all of the cards get bought and brought out, it's going to lower, I believe it's by 200, the bounty. But King Richard and Sheriff of Nottingham have ways of destroying or working you out of the forest. So that's going to be a little tricky seeing how that works out. So yeah, this is all about management. That's everything I can tell. This is about management. Let me get it a little bit better for the camera. So I'm going to need a space. It's adjusted on top of. So maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try that. That's just there to show off the box. That's all. All right, so the game is broken down into 3 different phases for each round. And the first phase is robbing the rich. Now, there's still one more thing I have to do for setup, though. There's one more thing to do to set up after this is all done, and that's draw 3 cards to form your hand. So let's see here. We got strength, strength, and sword. I thought I said melee. I'm sorry. Sword for my starting hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep my hand in view of the camera so you can all see it. And cards that I end up putting in play, I will put up here. I think that might work for the camera. Maybe I can get rid of some of this glare. Oh, that's much better, I think. Never completely happy with my lighting. All right, now the first phase, as I said, is rob from the rich. So you're going to draw 3 cards up into your hand, and by the end of the turn, you can't have more than 5. That's a hand limit of 5 at the end of your turn. So drawing 3 more. I got another sword. We got archery. And I got another sword. A lot of swords are coming out right now. And archery. Now, each of the merry men have their own special abilities. Robin Hood automatically counts as having 3 archery, 2 sword, and 2 influence. So if something costs a certain amount of resources, he doesn't necessarily have to have the cards in play if he matches up with that. Tom Fula, Tommy V, everyone. Hey, Tommy V. How's it going? How's Sula? Hey, everyone. Tommy V is a new dad. His baby Sula. How's she doing? And how's Mama Christina? How's everyone doing? So this is the hand I'm going to be starting with then, just to show everyone off. Now I get to spend, I get to put out in play. I can't spend anything from my hand. I got to put things out into play is the first thing that I got to do. Oh, she's great. They're both doing great. That is awesome. Send them my love. Please do, Tom. We all miss you over here. All right, so now I'm at the action phase because I've done the rob the rich phase. So the action phase now is going to allow me to, one thing, let me just say one, I wish they had little cheat cards. That's one thing, Rodney Owen, I wish this had little cheat cards. It would have been perfect. But anyway, no big deal. That might be just more of a preference for me than actually something that takes away from the game. I'm not saying that it does. But anyway, so the action phase, you have a few different choices that you can do, but you can only do one action. I think someone here, maybe Friar Tuck, someone I think can take a second action. But Robin, who's the only one I have available to me right now, Robin cannot take a second action, but he has a lot of good stats. The only thing I didn't see that any of these guys have is stats, because you can trade them out at the beginning of the round. So if I free Will Scarlet, I can trade on the next round and put Robin away and take Will Scarlet and then get his bonuses. Now, so that's the first thing is I can do. Is I can recruit or rescue my characters. None of them need rescuing yet. I can also try to acquire some of these King Richard cards, or I can acquire the Sherwood Forest cards. They each cost 2 strength. And if the bounty is way too high, you can use 3 influence to lower it. I got to double check. I think it's 100. Yeah, it's 100. You can lower it by 100 gold pieces for every 3 influences that you're going to spend. So I'm not at the action phase yet. So after I got my cards from Robert of the Rich phase, this is my first playthrough. So give me a moment here, everyone. So after the Robbing the Rich, then I get to put up to 3 cards in play. So this is where the strategy comes out, because you got to figure out who it is that you may be wanting to try to get, because cards that are in play will stay in play unless a story card or something messes that up. Cards in your hand are generally speaking safe from any other card effects like the story cards that may happen. So everyone except, let's see, Alan and Dale needs money, 2 gold. I don't have any gold. Little John needs 3. Maid Marian needs, I don't have any, I got 2 strength. She needs 3. She's really impressed by physical, by how physically fit someone is, I guess. And 2 influence, and I don't have the 2 influence. Will Scarlet is 3 swords, which I have, but I don't have 3 money out in the field. Same thing with Much the Miller and Tuck. The Saracen is 3 swords and 2 influence. Again, I don't have influence. So at this point, I think this initial round. Oh, I got 2 influence. I do got 2 influence with Robin. With Robin, I got 2 influence. So I actually have it. So look at this. I could get the Saracen right now, I think, because you can play 3 cards. So if I play 2 swords, but this is the play area up here. If I play 2 swords and a strength, well, you know what? I'm going to play 1 sword and 2 strengths. That's what I'm going to play. 1 card and 1 sword and 2 strengths. And I'm going to leave these cards here. Sword, and archery. This is going to stay here as my hand. The rest of my hand. So now we get to the action phase. And the action phase, you can recruit or rescue. You can acquire the King Richard cards down here. You can acquire Sherwood cards. Lower the bounty, as I said, if you have 3 influence to spend. And after you choose 1 action, you're going to go to the story phase. So I have this set up right now that I could. I have a total of 2 with everything with me and what is outside me being Robin. I mean, there is 3 archery, 2 plus 1 is 3 swords, 2 influence, and 2 strength. So looking over here, everyone costs something and money, except Maid Marian and the Saracen. I don't have 3 strength for Maid Marian, but I do have 2 swords with Robin Hood, plus 1 out that I can spend, and 2 influence, which I have from Robin. So all I have to do is just spend that 1 card, put that in a discard up there. Maybe that's better for right now. So I'll put this will be the discard pile. So that means that I have recruited the Saracen. And his skill discounts are that of 2 swords and 1 influence. And during the story phase, he can pay 1 less resource when resolving a story 2 card. That's pretty cool. Story 2 must ramp up, obviously, right? Okay. Pardon me. Do a lot of talking. I need to wet my whistle. So that's all I'm doing. I'm leaving these 2 cards out in the field so that hopefully if I get 1 more strength and 3 money, it's like 2 turns from now. Or if I can get if I can get Maid Marian out, I get 1 more strength to get Maid Marian out. I was reading, when I was reading her card before, she has some ability to get gold back. That might be how I get the rest of these guys, is using Maid Marian. But that's all I'm doing right now. I'm leaving this out in the field. So these cards are in danger right now. So let's see what happens. I drew a story card. And the story card is, we are searched by a checkpoint. Lose all your sword cards. We have none on the field. So these are in the hand. So remember, in the hand is safe. So if we had any out here, they would have been gone. All of them. If I had 1, if I had 6, if I had built up to 6, they'd all be gone. You know, you do need to build up, I've noticed, with some of these higher things over here, because they need so much. But that's where the gamble comes in. Will a card like this pop up and ruin everything you've been building to? Now, when this runs out, you get to reshuffle it. If this runs out, game over. Now, after the hero phase, I forgot to draw back up. I think that's at the very end of the hero, the action phase. Let me see. What is that at the very end? Beginning of each round, you swap the current leader face up. Special abilities during this phase. Note. Yeah, so next round, I'm going to draw up to. I'm going to decide what I want to do. Robin out in the field, or do I want to bring the Saracen out? I think I'm going to keep Robin. I think I'm going to keep Robin out. We don't have story 2 cards up, so his special ability isn't doing anything for us right now. And quite honestly, Robin has better. He has 2 influence, while this guy has 1. They both have 2 swords, and Robin also has 3 archery. So we're going to keep Robin out for this turn and draw 3 more cards. Gold. Archery. Yeah, what am I doing? And another sword. All right, so I get to play 3 cards out now. I have 3 swords, 1 gold. I want to get that gold out. So I got to start building gold up to get pretty much everyone else except Maid Marian. Didn't get another strength in that, which I was looking for a strength also, but that didn't happen. Now, and I have to end with no more than 5 cards in my hand, but I get to put 3 out. And so let's see what can happen here. Robin is looking at the equivalent in total of 3 archery, 2 sword, 2 influence, 2 strength. What else will he need to bring someone out? He doesn't have that damn 3rd strength. Bounty hasn't been raised, doesn't have enough influence anyway. See, I'm tempted to spend the 2 strength for a Sherwood card over here, but I really need strength to get Little John. His ability was freeing people that got captured. So I'd like to get him in the field kind of quick, too. And he was the only one I saw whose skill ability had any strength in it. 2 or 3, I can't remember. This might be just another setup round. Robin might not be doing anything quite yet here. Well, not another. I mean, he did do that before. So I'm going to want to put gold out. That's 1. That's 1. And I'll put 2. And I'll put 2 archery out. It's going to leave 3 cards in my hand. All of them swords. All right, and then story cards. So that was all the action. So did the rob the rich. I did I didn't do an action because there was no action to do. Nothing I could do. Let me just double check, make sure there's no penalty for not being able to do an action. No, I don't see anything here about a penalty. In the action phase, spend loot cards and use skill discounts to do one of the following actions. Okay. So then we go to story card. You are faced with a guard on horseback. 2 gold or beat for 1 archery and 1 strength, or increase the bounty by 100. Oh, okay. 1 archery and 1 strength. I really hate to give up a strength. Robin has 3 archery. He's fine on that. Only have 1 gold. We could bribe him if we wanted to. Yeah, okay. We'll spend the strength. Robin counts as having the archery, so we'll pass that story event. I still think I want to keep Robin out. I don't think it's time to bring out the Saracen. The bounty is still 100. Excellent. Okay, so 3 cards we got now for our hand are influence, and strength. 3 swords, 3 influences. I get to put 3 cards down. Not a goal to be seen. Damn it. Gonna build all this up and then something's gonna just swipe it away. Um, 2, 3, no. No King Richard card yet. I'm not feeling spending that much for any of those. The Sherwood, I couldn't if I wanted to. I only have one strength out in the field. What am I going to set up for? All right, I'm going to set up 3 cards here. So that's going to be 1 card and 1. Better view for all of you. I mean, I got a good view, but let's make this a better view for all of you. Okay. And the other 2 cards that I will put out. Oh, the other 1 card, sorry. Will be influence. Leaving me an influence and 2 swords in my hand. All right, now this is where it gets dangerous because we're pulling out another story card. Oh, injured. Lose all your strength cards. See what I mean? Oh, you got injured in battle. These strength cards are gone. So next turn round, what do I want to do for the activation phase? Who do I want to activate? Yes, I'm keeping Robin activated. So I'm going to draw up the 3 cards. Sword. Gold. Oh, yeah. And gold. Okay. So I need to get these 2 gold out in play. 1 and 2. So the 3rd card I'm going to want to get out and play then is, let's see, who do I want? I really like Will Scarlet. I got Will Scarlet if I want. Because that's 3 gold, which I got. And 3 sword. I have 1 sword out, and Robin counts for 2. Besides Marion and Little John and Friar Tuck. Okay, so Alan Adele, Much the Miller, and Will Scarlet are the ones I can grab. I'm going to spend 2 and 1 of Robin's archeries, and I'm going to flip Alan Adele for the action. And so his skills count as 1 archery, 1 strength. Oh, he has strength. Okay. During the Rob the Rich phase, can play an extra card in your inventory. That's okay. I thought I remembered that. Good. But now that's it. You can only do 1 action. So these are out in the field. These are in trouble. These are in danger. This is my hand. This is my hand. And let's go. Let's see what the story is. Tax increase. Lose all your gold cards. Okay. Well, at least I'm glad I got some of it spent before I was able to spend it before that happens. Next round, draw up to 3. But you know what? Let me see. Bring Alan in. Yeah, I'm going to trade out. Robin's going to rest. And he's going to send Alan Adele out. So as I just showed you, Alan Adele is now the active character being played. Yeah, draw 3 loot. Got a sword. Strength. Be another strength. We got 1 gold. Fire Tuck's going to cost 2. Much is 2. More cards that I can play from my hand. And I think I'm going to play strength. And I'm going to put another influence out. Leaving my hand with 4. And we're good. So bringing us to the story card. Searched by a checkpoint. Lose all your archery cards. Had 2 out, so that kind of sucks. It's easier for the camera. Okay. So I can't believe that bounty has not gone up yet. Like, I have a feeling like the next 3-4 cards in a row are all going to screw me here. Remember, if it reaches 1,000, game over for me. Game over. But for me to win, I have to recruit and have uncaptured my entire team and be at 500 or less to win. If story cards run out, I lose. If the loot cards run out, I just reshuffle the discard. All right, so do I want to keep Alan out? There's one archery and one strength. With him, we have a total of 2 strength, which is enough strength for Friar Tuck, but we need 2 gold. We have 1 out. I'm going to keep Alan out. And also, I completely forgot. This was my first game. I completely forgot that his ability is to play an extra card from my inventory. So I could have played 4 cards out. I'm not sure if I had wanted to. Actually, tell you the truth. But the ability is there, especially if you know you're going to need that 1 extra card out and play to get somebody. So, speaking of cards, we're going to take 3. So we have a strength. We have an influence. We have a sword. Not enough gold for the Friar Tuck or Little John, although if I play those 2 strengths, or that 1 strength, with Alan's 1 strength, that would be enough, or just the 2 strength and 1 extra gold would have been enough for Friar Tuck, but we did not get that lucky this time. Oh, and influence. Still don't want to spend strength for Forest. That's something I would use Little John for. He has 3 or 2 strength as it is, so he'd be able to do it for free. No cards used, but I don't got Little John yet. Damn it. 3 influence. No, none of the King Richard cards. Again, I'm seeing nothing here I can do. I'm still in a phase of building up so I can do some stuff. That sucks because I still got to figure out which cards I'm going to put out. I'll put out another sword. Another strength. And I'll put out another influence. Still leave me with 4 cards in my hand. Now, story card. Wonder how many number 1s are left. Look at this jackass. The Sheriff of Nottingham. He looks like a guy at the party you would smack at some point of the night. Maybe not necessarily when the moment you walk in the door, but he's got that look that just begs to be slapped. That's the marks of a good heel. All right, now I'm going to keep him out or not. What's my influence? Robin has 2. I'm going to trade out for Robin now. Glad I didn't end up using that extra card. I would have lost it on one of those turns I had him out. He's got strength. Strength. Where the hell is all the gold in this deck? Strength. I swear I've only gotten 3 gold cards since I've started playing. I'm going to put a strength out. All he has is swords and strength. Swords and strength. I'm going to put a sword out. That leaves me 5 cards. I'm just going to play those 2. I don't need more than anything I could possibly do. I have enough here for. I don't want to put anything else in danger, so I'm going to hold on to these 5 cards from my hand. Now for the action phase, there's not much I could do. Need 1 more gold. I could have got Friar Tuck, 2 more, and I could have got Little John, a little Scarlet. Hell, even much. Nobody here generates gold. It's the one thing they don't generate. Maid Marian can go and retrieve gold from the discard deck, I think she said. But nobody here actually generates it. That makes gold one of the most important resources in the game, I think. And I think strength may be the other one, because Little John and Alan Adale are the only 2 that have strength bonuses. That's what I'm figuring out so far. Only 30 minutes in the game. It's supposed to take 30 minutes. But this is my first game, and I'm still trying to figure out the rules, so bear with me. Yes, I was leaving that out, I said, right? Yeah. Now on to this. Oh, no, you poached one of the king's deer. Increase the bounty by 100. There it happens. Now like the next 6 cards are going to do the same thing. Trust me, that's Big Johnny G luck. Now, do I want to keep Robin out? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, 3 cards. Got an influence, influence, and influence. And those are the 3 he'll play. He'll play all 3 of those. Right down. And that's still not helping him because he needs gold. Wow, I need gold. I got strength. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. What's this? Maid Marian needs 2 influence, which Robin generates just by himself, and 3 strength. You know what? We now have Maid Marian with us. Her skills are 3 influence, and during the action phase, she can search the discard. That's what I remember. She can search the discard pile and add 2 gold cards to the inventory as your action. I think she's going to be coming out next. That leaves me 5 cards in my hand and 7 cards dangerously out in the field. As long as it does gold, bring her out. I can get there's at least 2 gold in here. I can get those back with Maid Marian, leaving me with 3 gold. And then, with the exception of Little John and Friar Tuck, that'll be enough. Now, the Kingsguard, you are faced with a Kingsguard. Bribe for 1 gold or beat for 1 strength and 1 sword, or increase your strength, your bounty by 100. All right, so here's the question. Do I take the bounty? I don't have a strength out. And I only have that 1 gold. And I'm relying my entire next turn on Maid Marian getting me another 2 gold, so I have 3. But she can keep getting gold back. All right, I'll bribe him. Sure, why not? I'll bribe him. Bring this over here for the camera. Now we're going to switch out Robin with Marian. And we're going to go to the Rob the Rich phase. So we're going to get 3 more cards for the hand. All right, gold, archery, and archery. So she's going to play those 3 cards. Where is she? She's going to play that gold card and these 2 strength cards. Holding on to the archery in the hand. So that was the Rob the Rich. Now the action phase. She's going to go through here. Get 1 out. Get 2 out. She'll have to discard the fit in the hand. There. Ha-ha! All right. Now, unfortunately, the story evolves. Let's see what the hell I'm going to lose. Feed the poor for 2 gold or increase the bounty by 100. I don't have 2 gold in play, so I'm going to have to let them starve while my bounty goes up. Now I'm going to trade out Maid Marian. Trade out Maid Marian for Alan Adele. Yeah, this, I don't think there was on the Kickstarter, but if there wasn't, this game could definitely use a really nice game mat. All right, so Alan Adele is out, so this is going to be a good one for me here now. So let's see what the 3 loot cards going to be. He has a sword, 2 swords, and influence. I think strength and gold. All right, so we're going to put out these 2 gold here. And for the 3rd card, we'll put out I got to put something out. I got 4 swords. You know, I'm not going to put anything out. I'm just going to discard a sword. So I discard down to 5. Now for Alan's turn. Alan has 1 strength. There are 2 strength up here, and there's 3 gold. So that means that we're getting Little John. Yeah, I was right. He has 3 strength and counts as 2. That's a misprint here. That should be down here. So he has 3 strength and he has 2 sword. And during the action phase, John can free anyone from jail as your action. All right, I feel like there's a pretty good flow going now. But that was his spending. That was his action, which means we are now at the story phase again. Oh, I can be able to do that. So the bounty's going to increase by 100 because this is an archery contest, and I need to spend 5 archery cards to win. And if I can't do that, I have to increase the bounty by 100. If Robin was out, that was 3. I would only need 2 out in the field, but I don't have any out in the field anyway. So regardless, the bounty is now 400 for Robin and his merry men. I like the way the story cards play out. The art is pretty cool. I like looking at it. It's a little more comical than I usually like. Now, do I want to leave Alan out? Who do I want to bring out? I'm going to bring Little John out. Let's bring out Little John. Draw 3 cards. 1 and 3. I'm going to put, I think, 2 archery out. And another influence, I guess. And he has 2 swords and 3 strength. So we have a total of 5 swords and 3 strength out on the game. No money. Well, maybe John will use, since he has 3 and won't cost any cards, he will draw a Sherwood card. Maid Marian is safe from being captured once... Oh, that's its own sentence, sorry. Maid Marian is safe from being captured. Once all Sherwood Forest cards have been collected, lower the bounty by 200. I think that's going to be John's job here, I think. Now, that's the end for him. So we're going to draw one of these horrible, horrible story cards. Oh, no. Look what's next after this. That's going to ramp things up, I'm imagining. Especially since I just stole from a Duke. That's why everything's getting ramped up. Like, what? The Duke was robbed? The Duke with the dirk in the dark? All right, so 500. This is the minimum. After I have these 3 free, this is the minimum my bounty can be if I'm going to win. And it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from hitting 1,000 where I lose, regardless of what the hell is going on. Things are getting exciting. All right, I think I will leave John out. So if nothing else, at least I can get another Sherwood Forest out and try to protect who I've already recruited. Leave John out. Draw another 3. Archery. Come on, some gold. Sword. Ah, okay, there's some gold. Put some gold out. That's better than none. And I'll put an archery out. 1, 2, 3, and the other sword, I guess. That's the other sword. And then he'll spend his equivalent of 2 strength to get another card out here. Will Scarlet, who I don't even have yet, is safe from being jailed. Once all Sherwood... Sorry about that. Once all Sherwood cards have been collected, lower the bounty by 200. I think at this point I might just keep John out here, collect all of these, so I get that bounty lowered. Well, I have the influence too. I can lower by 100 with the influence. Ooh, with the influence. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm going to do next turn. 3 influence, lower by 100. All right, so I'm finished doing that. Let's see how bad story card 2 gets. The sheriff has arrested and is going to execute 6 villages. Save them for 6 archery cards or increase the bounty by 200. Oh, if I had Robin out. He has 3. And I have 3 here. But I don't have Robin out. Oh, Shiza. It's going up 200 now, not 100 at a time. That's dangerous. All right, then maybe I should get Robin out, but that would just be reactionary. I think what I have to do is I have to get Maid Marian out again. Or Saracen. He's been waiting for story 2 cards. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the Saracen out. He's the first guy recruited, but his specialty doesn't have anything to do with story 1 cards, just 2. I can pay 1 less resource when resolving them. And he has 2 sword and 1 influence. So let's draw the 3 cards and see what else we can do here. Archery, where's gold? Archery. Wait, Joker's Wild. And gold. I do. I actually feel like Joker's Wild. Put another influence out. And for my 3rd, put out another archery. Put this in my hand, so I have 5 in my hand. I don't see how bad it is. Remember, I can pay 1 less of the resource for story card 2. Oh no. Little John is jailed. That sucks. I was got to be rescued. Big dummy. All right. So next round, I got to keep the Saracen out, I think. No, I wish I could have brought John out, actually, to tell you the truth. But instead, I'll bring out Alan. Trade for Alan. 1 archery plus the 4 out means he has 5. Okay. So let's draw the 3 up. I can't sit here and think, oh, gold. Thinking of strategy. Gold and strength. These are 3 cards I was actually hoping I would get. So I'm going to put these 3 out. And we're also going to put out, since I can play 4. I got 4, 4, 4. I got like 5, but I'm going to spend 3 of those to put that down. Maybe I'll put out another archery. I learned my lesson before, but that card's not going to come back around. Put out another sword. Got more than enough freaking swords. Sword, 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 and archery. Let's see. Have enough gold. We got 3 gold. And we have a 2 strength. We got 3 gold. We got 2 gold and 2 strength. And Friar Tuck is 2 gold and 2 strength. So 2 gold, 1 strength, plus 1 for Alan Adale. And we got Friar Tuck. I don't remember what he said. Oh, yeah, he's the one that can do an extra action. Ooh, yeah. And he has 1 strength. Yes. To rescue Little John, we're going to need 3 archery and 3 sword. We got that. So he can do, you know what? That's what we're going to do next. We're going to switch them out. But let's see what story card 2 delivers to us first. You're faced with a troop of King's Guards. Defeat with 3 archery, 1 sword, and 1 strength, or increase the bounty by 200. I cannot do that. Can't do that. I cannot increase that. So 3 archery, it said. He has 1 archery. So this will cost 2 archery. 1 sword. 1 sword. And 1 strength. He has 1 strength. Oh, that was not easy. Thanks for having that strength and that archery there, Alan. Now, like I said, for this turn, I'm going to bring in Friar Tuck. So we get 2 actions this round. And the first action, we're going to spend 3 influence. Wait, I'm not doing the actions yet. We have the Rob the Rich phase. Strength. Did I? Yeah, I did that for Alan, didn't I? Huh. I'm going too fast. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm getting comfortable and I'm going fast. So we got strength, influence, and an archery. Let me get that strength out. Put the influence out. And yeah, we'll put the archery. So everything we just got. Now, for the action phase, thanks to Friar Tuck, we're going to get an extra action. So the first action is going to be to lower that bounty by 100. I could do that again. But I could also recruit. Or I could say, no, that's what I could do is I could save Little John. I could rescue him. So that's going to be 3, which is all my archeries, and 3 swords. And Little John is rescued. Those are the 2 actions. Influence and Little John. Because he and he alone grants a second action. Nice. That helped a little bit. But now the story phase, so we know this is going to screw with me. Spread stories of your exploits and victories. Spend 3 influence cards, which I do have, or increase the bounty by 200. So I'm going to have to spend these. Wow, I'm really glad I built those up. Really glad I did. Let's move this around for the camera. Wouldn't be Robin Hood with a high bounty, Tommy V said. That's true, and I got to keep working it down. It's almost at the 1,000. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is literally halfway to me losing the game. Okay, now so with that, do I want to keep Friar Tuck out? Let me see. We're still gonna need gold. We got 2 gold. We could get Much the Miller with the next gold, which is what I'd really like to do, because it's more expensive. We can get Will Scarlet. I'm going to trade out Tuck for Little John, I think. I'll shuffle that, and then I'll draw another one. So I got gold. Excellent. And I got influence. So basically, I got Will Scarlet. That's good enough. And to my third and last is a sword. Put 1 gold out. Put 2 swords out. That's my Rob the Rich. So now my action phase for Little John. Nobody's currently caught. He can do that as an action. He can free anyone as an action that's in jail. No, what is? So let's see what he's going to do. I think he's going to get us Will Scarlet. These 3 and these 3. Will's expensive to get. He's got a big sword, too. He counts as 3 sword and 2 strength. Okay, so there's a few of them that does have strength. Okay, I was wrong about that. That's not as rare a commodity as I thought. During the Rob the Rich, you can draw the top 3 discarded loot cards instead. Oh, that's cool. So in this case, it's going to be sword, gold. Oh, 3 swords is what it's going to be. But I like that. Okay. Now we have to build up some gold. Because we have swords in hand. We just need 2 gold is what we need to grab. Coming up, and we can get Much the Miller. But I think I might want to keep John out next turn so I can use his strength to get some more Sherwood Forest cards. Wow, I haven't even grabbed a King Richard card yet. They're expensive. They're expensive. All right, so now let's see that sword card. I've been putting it off long enough. Oh, Sherwood Forest is invaded. Save it for 5 archery, which I don't have. And 2 swords. Or discard all Sherwood Forest cards. So these are getting discarded out. Ugh. That stunk. I was really looking forward to building up and losing 200 for my bounty for having them all out in play. Now let's see. Who am I going to want to... I going to keep Little John out like I thought? I'm not going to bring out Maid Marian because there's no gold in the discard. And the 2-sword. Do I need Will Scarlet's ability right now? I don't need to grab 3 free swords, I don't think. Maybe back to Al. You know what? It's been a while. I'm bringing Robin back out. He's rested long enough. His little treehouse. All right. That was an impulse thought. That works. So let's draw up to 3. Right now, remember, I got 2 swords, an archery, and an influence in my hand. Now there's another archery, strength, and another archery in my hand. Ultimately need 2 swords, which Robin himself has, and 2 gold, but I did not get any freaking gold yet. But let's see. I'm going to pull out a strength. Two swords. And hold on to these for 3 archeries and 1 influence for the hand. Now let's see what more hell happens to us. Alan Adale is jailed. Dun, dun, dun. Alan Adale is jailed. And to rescue him, it's going to be 2 strength and 1 archery. Oh, that shouldn't be too hard. Got 2 strength out right now. If I keep robbing, he can do it himself. And I think I might. No, I'm going to change in for the Saracen right now. Draw 3. Come on, money. Nope. Money. Money. Okay, so I already know these 2 are going out. And you know what? I'm going to... I'm going to put that out, sure. Now let's see. So that's 2. And he has 2 swords. So that's enough to recruit the miller. All I have to do now is rescue Alan and get this down to 500 or less. Getting 2 more influence, or Maid Marian has 3 influence on her own. Okay, let's see this first. You stole a horse. Increase the bounty by 200. Wow, there's like not even anything to do. Pay 1 less resource. This has nothing to do with a resource, so the Saracen's ability does nothing. So we're from 6, 7 to 8. 2 away from losing. 1 rescue and 3 down from winning. Yeah, we need to get that down. So the Saracen is going to tag in Maid Marian. I'm going to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put into play... Oh. I'm going to put into play 2 influence and an archery. I have a hand of 4 archery. Now she's going to use her 3 influence to bring this down 100. Hope that was worth it. Got to get it down 2 more times, and we have to rescue Alan Adale. Okay. There's another possibility. Let's see if this is like that memory game. I think this King Richard card will lower the what's going down because this has influence too. So I'm not sure which of the 2 it is. This is the more expensive, so I'm betting this is the one that'll lower it. I think it's by 200. So anyone else have influence? Oh, I need a Little John. I need to get 1 more. Influence down in play. If I can get one more influence down to play, get Little John out there. All right, maybe I might be able to get that. Let's try to work out a theory in my head. So after I did that, now it's a story card. All right, I've been putting that off. There goes that Joker again. You are face to face with the Sheriff of Nottingham. Defeat him with 5 swords and 3 strength or increase the bounty by 300. That will end the game. If I cannot do this, the game is over. So 5 swords, we lost right there. I only have 2 in play. 3 strength, I only have 2 in play. Or increase the bounty by 300. 1, 2, 3. That's all I can do because I don't have the resources in play to do that. That's game, folks. This card defeated me right there. The Sheriff of Nottingham. So first game in, while I'm learning to play it, it took an hour. The game says it should take about 30 minutes. I honestly believe that 1 or 2 more games into this, and if I'm not filming and therefore explaining things while I'm going along, this game will take me about 20, 30 minutes at least. I mean, at most. I definitely feel that the way this really just kind of sped through once I knew what I was doing. But I really like this, and I want to get better at this management. Because when it hits story 2, I'm going to play, we can play the duel, but if not, there is also the scroll expansion of the solo campaign mode, which uses everything out here, plus it has its own card to get thrown in as well. I'm really looking forward to that. That's one thing I'm really, really hoping to get done maybe in the next week. All right, everyone. So there's a better view. That was Robin Hood by Rodney Owens, Rodney Owens and O-N, right? Now I can't remember. I want to say the name correctly, if it's an S or not, and it's not even in the rulebook. I don't even see. Okay, so Rodney Owen and Game Crafter published it. All right, everyone, so please check this game out. I thought this was fun on my very first run-through of it, and that's always a good sign. Anyway, I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, I am... I'm out of here, everyone.